Guys, welcome to the I Love CVille Show. My name is Jerry Miller. It's great to be with you on a Wednesday, a glorious day to be alive. Thank you kindly for joining us on the show. We're live in Charlottesville, across Albemarle County, Central Virginia, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world, on the I Love CVille Network. Today, we welcome a new presenting sponsor to the family, Skooma Boutique Dispensary. Skooma Boutique Dispensary in the Charlottesville Downtown Mall is primed, eager, and ready to be your dispensary of choice. Skooma Boutique Dispensary on the Charlottesville Downtown Mall next to Rapture. We'll talk a lot about Skooma on the I Love CVille Network. Of course, the show is presented and powered by Ting Fiber Internet. Scott Wagner of Scott Wagner Integrated Medicine, a fantastic supporter of the I Love CVille Show. And of course, the Interstate Family, Interstate Service Company, Interstate Pest Control. Thank you for being a part of the show as well. A lot to cover on the program today. We're going to talk grocery and the Charlottesville grocery wars. Grocery stores are as competitive a business category as you will find in our home. I think the most competitive categories in the area are the grocery business, the coffee shop business, and the realtor real estate business. Those three, as competitive and as saturated as it gets. We'll talk groceries in a matter of moments on the I Love CVille Show. We'll talk Lidl. Is it Lidl or Lidl? Someone help me here. Is it Lidl? Is that right? It's Lidl? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Judah. Judah Wittgauer keeps me on track. Lidl's grand opening was today, Judah. Were you there in line for the $5, $10 gift cards and the free coffee at Lidl? Hell no. He said, hell no, and Judah Wittgauer said, hell no. Judah, you love the Z's in the morning, don't you, my friend? We'll talk Lidl's grand opening today. We'll discuss and analyze why Albemarle County has the best vaccination rate in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Folks, it comes down to money. It's just straight up money. That's why Albemarle County's got the best vaccination rate in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We'll give you some other ideas why the vaccination rate is so high in Albemarle as well. Update on the Richmond Casino project. The Richmond Casino project has been delayed. This is going to be the closest casino to us in Charlottesville in Central Virginia, a little bit over an hour away, south of Richmond. Very excited for this. I'm an entrepreneur, a businessman. As an entrepreneur and a businessman, of course, I got a little risk and a little gamble to me as well. Can't wait to play some table games when this casino opens up. We'll let you know when. Today, we had Dr. Bobby Chabra on the show. Dr. Chabra, right before the show started, was called into an emergency surgery. Of course, that takes precedent over being on the program. We'll see if we can reschedule Bobby Chabra, who's a heavy hitter of tremendous proportions in this community, for another date on the program. Dr. Chabra is the chairman of the UVA Orthopedic Department. He's also the president of the UVA Physicians Group. Dr. Chabra and some of his colleagues are opening a world-class ortho facility off Ivy Road. That's what we were going to talk about today. A facility that is already being billed as the best in the United States of America. So we'll reschedule Dr. Bobby Chabra, chairman of UVA Virginia Orthopedic Surgery and the president of the UVA Physicians Group, for another day on the I Love CVille Show. The show must go on, guys, on a Wednesday. The lead of the program, I think, is the grocery store wars. I've said on this program for years, the most competitive business category in Central Virginia might be the grocery business. We are over-groceried, whether it's Food Lion, whether it's Harris Teeter, whether it's Kroger, whether it's Giant, whether it's Wegmans, now Aldi. Aldi, Judah? Aldi? Now Aldi in the mix. The other German grocery is what? Lidl? Lidl. Thank you, Judah Wittgauer. Trader Joe's. I mean, heck, Wawa is getting in the grocery business with that Pantops location and a couple of other that are opening soon in Central Virginia. The business of selling groceries is as competitive a category as you will find in Central Virginia. In fact, I think there are only two business categories that can challenge the grocery business for being the most saturated and being the most competitive. Perhaps the most competitive category of business in Central Virginia is the coffee shop business. There are coffee shops everywhere as mom and pops and chains like Starbucks peddle caffeine, a legal drug, to men and women across Central Virginia at epic proportions. I think the coffee business, the most competitive. I think the second most competitive business category in Central Virginia is likely realtors and real estate agents. The barrier of entry to become a realtor is not that high. You have to study for a test. You have to pass the test. You have to maintain your realtor license. You have to hang your card at a firm locally, and you can go chase some business if you want, or not. You just sit home and do nothing and hope the business comes to you. To put that in perspective, to launch a podcasting network like this, you're looking at 6 figures to get into this kind of business. Not only that, but you need a couple of people to run the business for you. You got microphones, you got televisions. Now, we're doing it at a different level than frankly speaking, we're doing it at a level that no one else is doing it here. With the big screens around us, with the, 4 different mics, 7 different cameras, 2 different Apple computers, 4 iPads, 4 Apple TVs. You're looking at a lot of money here. The real estate business, the realtor business, not nearly like that. A license isn't going to cost you that much money in the grand scheme of launching a business. Passing the test is something that you can do if you study for it for a little bit. And then you got to decide if you want to hustle some business or not. Because the barrier of entry is not that great from a real estate standpoint, you have a hell of a lot of real estate agents servicing a Central Virginia community that is roughly 300,000 people. Still, I digress. Let's get back to the grocery business. I'm going to ask you guys this question. What grocery store brand in Central Virginia do you think is doing the most revenue? I'll give you a moment to think about it. Put it in the feed. Johnny Ornelas, I see your guess here. What grocery store brand in Central Virginia do you think is doing the most business? It may surprise you. Maybe it won't surprise you. I don't know. It kind of surprised me. I'll give you that answer in about 4 or 5 seconds. The next question I'm going to ask you is, can you name the top 3 grocery store brands from a sales revenue standpoint? Top 3 might surprise you. Maybe it won't surprise you. Maybe it will. It kind of surprised me. All right, I'm going to cut to the chase here. Put your guesses in the feed. If someone guesses it right, maybe we hook you guys up with our newly minted I Love CVille stickers. Judah, will you get me one of those I Love CVille stickers from my desk over there? I'd love to show it to them. We can easily mail this to people. In fact, we should start bringing in the branding, the stickers. I think there might be some on my desk over there, on the other side of my lunch bag over there. I think what I'm going to start doing is weaving in the I Love CVille stickers, the shirts, and the branding that we have on our website and start giving it away to you guys. See this? Trademarked. This sticker right here makes a perfect gift and certainly showcases your love for Charlottesville, Virginia. This is the brand of Charlottesville here. So give me your thoughts. I'll give you the answer of the business that is doing the most sales revenue in Charlottesville from a grocery standpoint. The answer is Kroger. Kroger is dominating the Charlottesville and Central Virginia grocery business. Kroger last year, $138.4 million in sales. $138.4 million in sales in Charlottesville and Albemarle County for Kroger. Kroger has 3 locations. Kroger has 21.6% market share in the Charlottesville, Albemarle County grocery, CVille, Albemarle County grocery wars. I'm going to give you that stat again. That statistic shocked me. Kroger, 3 locations in Charlottesville City and Albemarle County. Across those 3 locations, Kroger is grossing $138.4 million in sales revenue at its 3 locations. Kroger's 3 locations account for 21.6% market share About a quarter of the grocery business in Charlottesville and Albemarle County is done at Kroger over 3 locations. What do you guys think is second? Who do you think is second in the CVille grocery store wars? I'll give you a moment to think about it. Who's second in the CVille grocery store wars, CVille and Albemarle County? The answer, boys and girls, Harris Teeter. Does that surprise you at all? Now, Harris Teeter has 3 locations. Having the 3 locations is a huge, edge for them. Kroger also 3 locations. Kroger, 21.6 market share. Harris Teeter, 11.5% local market share. Harris Teeter did $73.7 million across its 3 locations in the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County. So let's put Kroger in perspective and compare it to Harris Teeter. Kroger is number 1. 3 locations in the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County. Kroger's 3 locations in the city and Albemarle County are accounting for $138.4 million in business in a calendar year. That $138.4 million accounts for 21.6% market share in the city and Albemarle County. Harris Teeter is second. Teeter also has 3 stores. Teeter did $73.7 million and has 11.5% market share. Now, who do you think is third? Who do you think is third? This statistic I'm about to relay to you is going to blow your mind. Okay? Third is Wegmans. I love Wegmans. I love the Danny sub at Wegmans. I love the pizza at Wegmans. Before COVID, I loved the free samples at Wegmans. I love the beer tastings at Wegmans. I love the wine tasting at Wegmans. If I was a single man, which I am not, I love my beautiful wife. She's amazing and the foundation of our family. However, if I was a single man, the hot bar at Wegmans before COVID was an epicenter of beautiful people that could possibly only be rivaled by the rooftop pool at ACAC downtown Charlottesville. Before COVID, when the hot bar at Wegmans was open, anytime you would go there, beautiful people were all over the hot bar at Wegmans. Now let's get back to the numbers. Wegmans is third from a market share standpoint and a gross revenue standpoint. This statistic is about to shock you, okay? Wegmans did $71.4 million. $71.4 million from April 2020 to March 2021. They only have 1 location. Teeter has 3, Kroger has 3. So Wegmans was able to do $71.4 million with 1 location. Teeter has 3 locations, and Teeter's 3 locations generated $73.7 million. So Wegmans is $2.3 million behind Teeter, despite having 2 less locations. That right there shows the value proposition of this family-owned New York grocery and the loyal, rabid following of Wegmans customers. Let's give a name for Wegmans customers, Judah. Are they Wegmanians? Wegmanians? That's pretty good, right? Wedgies? Wedgies? Okay. Wegmanians. We're going to go with Wegmanians, Judah. Wegmanians are not only loyal to Wegmans, Wegmanians not only evangelize or sing the praises of Wegmans, but Wegmanians are also buying subs, pizzas, the hot bar, Instacarting, Uber grocery delivering, going into the store themselves. The fact that Wegmans only has 1 location and Teeter's in second with 3 locations, and the gross revenue separation is $2.4 million, speaks to the loyal and rabid following of Wegmanians and this New York grocery business that is family owned and operated. Now, what do you guys think is fourth? What do you guys think is fourth? Fourth, boys and girls, is Food Lion. Food Lion has 6 stores in Albemarle County and the city of Charlottesville. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stores is twice Kroger, twice Teeter, and 5 more than Wegmans. Still, Food Lion, who I've dubbed, and this might get me in a little trouble, I don't care. The boss is a nice guy. I've dubbed Food Lion the shitty kitty. Food Lion, the shitty kitty. Not all Food Lions are built evenly. Some Food Lions are elevated. Some Food Lions are very, very good. The Food Lion down Avon Extended, the Mill Creek Food Lion, is primo. It's safe, it's clean, it's well stocked. You enjoy going there. The flip side of that is the Food Lion down 5th Street Extended, or the Food Lion on the base of Pantops next to the Roses in that shopping center. Is that the Pantop Shopping Center? What is the name of that shopping center at the base of Pantops, Judah, by Freebridge where the Lazy Parrot is in? Can you check that out for me? It might be the Pantop Shopping Center. The Food Lions at 5th Street Extended and the Food Lion at the base of Pantops. Judah's going to give us that name of that shopping center in a matter of moments. Those 2 Food Lions embody the moniker Shitty Kitty. The Food Lion on 5th Street Extended legitimately has an armed guard at its entrance and exit in the nighttime hours. The parking lot of the 5th Street Extended Food Lion, when my family and I lived on the south side of Charlottesville in Redfields, my wife would feel nervous and hesitant and then became unwilling to go into that parking lot at night for safety concerns. That parking lot at 5th Street Extended Food Lion often had armed robberies, muggings, and jumpings in front of that shitty kitty. The Food Lion in the base of Pantops. Do we have a name for that shopping center, J-Dubs?
Yes, Pantop.
So it's Pantop Shopping Center? Thank you, Judah. The Pantop Shopping Center Food Lion ain't much better. Now, the Avon Extended Mill Creek Food Lion's legit. It's completely different from an ambiance and shopping experience than the 5th Street Extended Food Lion and the Pantops Food Lion. Food Lion has 6 locations in the area. 6. Those 6 locations did a total of $65.6 million, 10.2% market share. So 6 Food Lions did $65.6 million, where 3 Krogers did $138.4 million. That means 6 Food Lions, you double the revenue, and you still do not get the output that Kroger produces with 3 spots. Now, I'm very curious to see what happens with Aldi, Lidl, thank you, Judah. Aldi and Lidl. I'm very curious to see what these 2 German grocers are going to do to disrupt the marketplace. The new trend in the grocery business is a smaller footprint. It's a Trader Joe's type footprint. It's an Aldi type footprint. It's a Lidl. I'm sorry, Lidl. I can't say it. How am I supposed to go there if I can't say it? All right, I'm going to phonetically write it down on my whiteboard. Lidl. How do you think the Aldi and the Lidl are going to disrupt this business? How about Wawa? Wawa's got 2 locations coming to the area. One on Pantops already. Tons of groceries there. How do you think that's going to impact the grocery business? Of course, the Lidl, the Aldi, and the 2 Wawas that are opening are going to steal market share away from the major players. And the major players, Kroger, Teeter, Wegmans, and Food Lion. I would bet the major players that are going to lose the most market share are going to be Kroger and Food Lion. Food Lion does not have the full service shopper experience that a Wegmans does. I will bet that Wegmans will increase in market share. If one Wegmans is producing at basically the same output of 3 Harris Teeters, that shows you that Wegmans is the model, the benchmark, the threshold to compare all the other groceries to. The Wegmans experience is efficient. The Wegmans experience is welcoming and approachable. The Wegmans experience is easy to navigate, has the hot bar, the deli, the pizza. The best beer selection in Central Virginia is at Wegmans. And that pains me to say because I'm a huge fan of Josh and John at Beer Run. Josh and John at Beer Run, also the owners of Cardinal Hall, have a phenomenal beer selection at Beer Run. That selection, however, is the second best and is not as good as what Wegmans has. Wegmans has a phenomenal beer selection. It has a robust wine selection. It has fresh meats, the hot deli, the hot bar, the pizza, and a bona fide fresh seafood, cornucopia of fresh seafood, plethora of fresh seafood. I'm going to make this prediction on the program, and I'm going to have Judah write this down. I will also make note of it as well. Next year at this time, when we assess gross revenues from grocery stores in our area, I will bet that Wegmans' revenue upticks. That revenue is going to go from the 70-some million, 71.4, and it's going to climb. It's going to climb. I will bet you Food Lions will drop as Lidl, Aldi, and 2 Wawas come hard and fast to market. And I will also make a prediction that the Kroger revenue will drop as well. Curious of your take. Bill McKenzie, welcome to the program. Nakili Inseong, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for joining us today on a beautiful day to be alive. Next topic, Jude, I want to cover today on the show is something that I did not get to yesterday. What food restaurant concept is missing from Charlottesville and Central Virginia? I mean, gosh, we got everything, don't we? We got fantastic sushi. I love the sushi at Now and Zen. Now and Zen is our go-to spot for sushi. Toshi does a hell of a job at Now and Zen. Someone tell Toshi I said that. The prices are fair. The rolls are ginormous. The service is good. Toshi is fantastic from a sushi standpoint. We have fantastic Thai food. Monsoon is banging. Monsoon, my favorite. And Kitty at Monsoon is now opening other locations under a new brand moniker, Coconut. We have a Coconut by Cardinal Hall. We have a Coconut coming to Crozet. Thai food, we got Chim. Jay Pun and his family do a hell of a job with Thai. We got so many categories of food that are absolutely covered. But there's one that I think is missing. You know what the category of food that I think is missing from Charlottesville and Central Virginia? Nashville hot chicken. I'm a huge fan of hot chicken. Huge fan of hot chicken. My bachelor party was in Nashville, Tennessee. We went to Hattie B's in Nashville. If you've ever had a chance to go to Nashville and try Hattie B's, you know that the line not only wraps around the door, but it wraps down the block. Can you think of one business in Charlottesville and Central Virginia that's specializing in hot chicken and hot chicken only. I'm talking thighs, breasts, wings, nuggets, tenders, all variations of hot chicken with all different kinds of levels of spice and heat. That food concept is missing from Charlottesville and Central Virginia. And that food concept would thrive in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. One thing about Charlottesville and CVA is we love our fried chicken. We've supported Wayside for years. We've supported the Mickey Tavern for years. We've supported the AlbCo on Cherry Avenue for years. We've supported Brown's Fried Chicken for years as they moved from Esmont to Avon. Fried chicken is in the blood of Charlottesvillians and Central Virginians, like traffic on Route 29, like orange and blue on a Saturday at Scott Stadium, like beer and wine across the area. We do not, however, have a hot chicken specialty concept. That's a concept that would crush, and crush some more. Next topic I want to talk about on the show is Albemarle County and vaccination rates. Guys, we got some good news for you. Here's the good news. The good news is Albemarle County has the highest COVID-19 vaccination rate in the Commonwealth of Virginia. The city of Charlottesville, my friends, is third. The city of Charlottesville is third from a vaccination rate. We're doing such a great job getting these needles in our arms. The world's newspaper, the New York Times, said Charlottesville and Albemarle County is the place to vacation on the eastern seaboard. The world's newspaper is evangelizing Charlottesville, Albemarle County, and Central Virginia, telling its readers, print, its readers, digital, to flock to our area and spend their hard-earned money because it's safe to patronize locally owned businesses because we're getting vaxxed. I want to ask this question to you. Why do we think Albemarle County has the best and the highest vaccination rate in the Commonwealth of Virginia? I have some answers for you, but I'm curious of what you think. Why do we think Albemarle County has the highest vaccination rate in the Commonwealth of Virginia? The first answer, and I'm going to cut to the chase. I'm a very direct person, if you haven't realized, by watching this show. I just don't have time to beat around the bush. Time is money. Our most precious commodities is our time. You can never get back the last 5 minutes. That's why I'm direct. The reason Albemarle County has the highest vaccination rate in the Commonwealth of Virginia is wealth. It's money. It's green. It's cha-ching. It's dinero. Cash. Wealth breeds vaccinations. There's a direct correlation to wealth and money in vaccination rates. Furthermore, Albemarle County, because of the influence of the University of Virginia, I went to UVA, so many of you guys went to UVA, because of the influence of the University of Virginia, Albemarle County has a very high level of education. A lot of folks in the county of Albemarle, college graduates or higher. Education translates to vaccinations. Educated folks, I'm not going out on a limb here, are getting vaxxed at greater clips than folks that perhaps do not have college degrees. Those are facts and me not speaking out of turn. Other aspects of why Albemarle County has high vaccination rates. Well, there's not a ton of density in Albemarle County. Researchers looked at per capita income, the number of people that had no high school diplomas, the number of folks that lived below the poverty line and were unemployed and uninsured, and researchers also considered housing type, transportation, and disabilities. All these KPIs, key performance indicators, determine vaccination rates. And what researchers have found is areas that were not super dense, areas that did not have multifamily homes, areas that did not have a ton of apartments, a ton of townhomes, and condo complexes, but instead had a ton of single-family R1 detached homes. The single-family R1 detached home areas produced vaccination rates much higher than multifamily homed areas. You got money, you got education, you got single-family homes. Those three factors push the county of Albemarle into the number one spot in Virginia's vaccination competitive rate. Now, I want you to put this in perspective. There's a hell of a lot of money in Northern Virginia. Fairfax City, Loudoun County, McLean, Arlington, Georgetown. These areas in Northern Virginia have more wealth than Albemarle. However, they have more density than Albemarle, more multifamily than Albemarle. Albemarle's lack of density, lack of multifamily, Albemarle's influenced by the University of Virginia, and Albemarle's massive collection of wealthy individuals are all influencing the county and pushing the county to the number one vax spot in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I'm curious of your take, your opinion, your thoughts. Put them in the feed. What do you think? Disagree, agree? I mean, it's hard to disagree with them because this stuff is backed by research. So I'm not like just, what's the word? Pontificating, Judah? What's the word? Pontificating. Thank you, Judah Wickhauer. I'm not just pontificating on this topic. I'm literally backing this up with data and research. It's good. I mean, you're talking like roughly 75%. Roughly 75% of the county of Albemarle, right? Had received at least one dose of a vaccine. Over 60% are fully vaccinated in Albemarle. You walk out your door in the county of Albemarle, more than 6 out of 10 people you come across are fully vaxxed. That creates consumer confidence. Consumer confidence translates to spending. Spending translates to economic recovery. Economic recovery translates to small and medium-sized business owners paying off the debt they accrued during the pandemic. As small and medium-sized business owners pay off the debt they accrued during the pandemic, and they then become more confident, they then start to hire. They then start to open more businesses. Take a guy like Wilson Ritchie. I admire Wilson Ritchie tremendously on this program, friend of the program. Wilson Ritchie has come on this show more than any other restaurateur in this community. Peter Castiglione of Maya is probably second. Wilson Ritchie, during the pandemic and coming out of the pandemic, opens Cafe Frank on the downtown mall, the Milkman's Bar and Dairy Market, and the Steakhouse South and Central and Dairy Market. 3 new brands, 3 new businesses for Will Ritchie. Some started during the pandemic, others launched coming out of the pandemic. As Albemarle County and as the city of Charlottesville has ridiculously high vaccination rates, we, the consumer, are flocking to restaurants. We're prioritizing the new ones because we all love novelty and something new. You go to the Milkman's Bar, South and Central, or Cafe Frank, and it is busy as all get out. It's novel, it's new. As we prioritize shopping and spending and eating and drinking and experiencing, the economic recovery in Charlottesville and Albemarle County and the trickle-over factor that impacts Central Virginia means our area is recovering from COVID at a quicker clip than most. You can make a direct correlation between vaccination rates and economic recovery. And if you can make a direct correlation between vaccination rates and economic recovery, then you can make a direct correlation of wealth, education, and a small amount of multifamily homes and economic recovery. If wealth, education, and a small amount of multifamily homes and density means more people vaccinated, then wealth, education, and a small amount of multifamily homes means economic recovery and incremental revenue for business owners and municipalities alike. All right, a couple more items out of the notebook. The Richmond Casino project in South Richmond, unfortunately, has been delayed. The casino was set to open in December 2023. However, Richmond City Hall has pushed back the casino's grand opening 9 months to October 1, 2024. The hotel accompanying this casino will not open until late 2025. So the closest casino to us in Central Virginia, the one casino and resort in southern Richmond, now delayed to October 2024. The 250 luxury room hotel that is a part of this casino now scheduled to open in October of 2025. All of this is assuming Richmond voters give a thumbs up to having a full-blown gambling mecca in the southern portion of the city. My bet is Richmonders are going to say hell yes to this concept. Look at what online gambling has done. DraftKings, its rival. What's the rival to DraftKings? I'm doing a quick Google search here. FanDuel, thank you. Yahoo Fantasy Sports. Online gambling is freaking booming in Virginia. Let's see, Virginia online gambling revenue. I just Googled it. Listen to this. You ready for this statistic? And you can Google this as well. In February of 2021, Virginia reported gross gaming revenue of $12,238,730 and a betting handle of $265,778,000. This makes Virginia the fastest state to reach the 200 million monthly handle mark in the nation. I'm going to repeat that again. February 2021, Virginia reported gambling revenues of over $265 million. You take the 1 month total of $265 million plus, and the Commonwealth of Virginia is the fastest state in the free union to crack the 200 million threshold in 1 month. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, German Shepherds and Chow Chows. Judah hates when I say the German Shepherds and Chow Chows. You dislike it, don't you, Judah? As long as I use it every now and again, you don't mind, right?
Yeah, you were overusing it.
All right, he said I was overusing it. What can we do to get the microphone back in front of you again, J-Dubs? Unscrew it from the table. I love your dry, deadpan wit sometimes. That's why we call you the witty cowers. Have you ever been called the witty cowers before? You've been called the young cowers. You've been called the hungry cowers. Have you ever been called the witty cowers? Do you like the witty cowers? I mean, you're pretty, it's okay. It's funny. You're fairly witty. Oh, God. So let's just talk brass tacks here. The witty cows. Let's talk brass tacks here. I crack myself up. The witty cows. The short cowers? Your sisters aren't that short.
They're not that tall.
I mean, what are they, like 5'3", 5'4", 5'5"?
Taller than that. That's still short.
Not short for a lady. What's the average height of a female in America? Average height for a woman in America. Are you Googling that too? It's 5 foot 4 inches. Average height for a woman in America is 5 foot 4 inches, J-Dubs. Average height for a man in America, 5 feet 9 inches. You and I, right at that threshold with shoes on, right, J-Dubs?
I'm not close to 5'9".
With shoes on, with boots. I remember as a kid growing up, my mom got me a pair of Doc Marten boots. I went to private school, a Catholic school. It's so funny. I went to a Catholic school for most of my life. I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood, and I was raised a strict Southern Baptist. I'm like this religious mutt. Strict Southern Baptist, Sunday school, big church, and then after big church, lunch with the church congregation on Sunday. Sunday evening, youth group. Wednesday evening was Wednesday night supper with everyone. And then vacation Bible school and other activities. Catholic school, I had religion class every single day that I was in school. Religion class every single day. And then I grew up in this Jewish neighborhood in Williamsburg, where the folks I was hanging out with all the time were Jewish. I'm a religious mutt, an absolute religious mutt here. Average height for the man is 5'9". Average height for the female, did we say was 5'4"? We said it was 5'4". Virginia, let's talk brass tacks here. Virginia, CNBC called the best place to do business. We talked about that yesterday. In the free union, the best free union is synonymous with the United States of America. With America. America, Judah, America. Virginia is the top place to do business according to CNBC 2 years in a row. Virginia is the top state in the free union from a gambling standpoint, the first one to crack the 200 million monthly handle mark. They did that, Virginia, we did that in February 2021 when we eclipsed 265 million in revenue. The Commonwealth has this incredible catalyst of positive things going for it. You got awesome colleges in the Commonwealth. The University of Virginia, Virginia Tech, James Madison, Washington and Lee, William and Mary, Hampton-Sydney, George Mason, Norfolk State, ODU. If I'm leaving some out, it's not to insult you or knock you. It's just because there's so many good ones here. Okay? You got a phenomenal community college system. Alex Erpy, friend of the program. Alex Erpy, the CEO of Emergent Financial Services. Guys, if you want to grow your wealth, Xavier Erpy, Nicholas Erpy, Alex Erpy, Michael Erpy, and the fabulous Mrs. Erpy of Emergent Financial Services will grow your wealth. Will grow your wealth. They're honest and they're hardworking. Xavier Erpy on yesterday's program highlighted Piedmont. Piedmont, Virginia Community College. You do well in the first 2 years at Piedmont, you can pretty much choose whatever college in the Commonwealth you want to go to. I think the GPA threshold is 3.0. You get a 3.0 your first 2 years at PVCC, you get automatic acceptance into any public university you want in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So here's what we got going for us in Virginia and the Old Dominion. The Old Dominion, the number one state in the country, in the nation, in the free union, to do business according to CNBC. The Old Dominion and its flagship college, the University of Virginia, depending on the year, is 1 or 2 for the best public university in America. Wait till you see what Joffrey Woodruff's $125 million donation to create a brand new data science school is going to do for the UVA ranking. Wait till you see what Dr. Bobby Chabra, who was scheduled today, we will reschedule him because he got an emergency surgery notification right before the show and had to head to the OR. Wait till you see what Bobby Chabra and his colleagues do on Ivy Road with the #1 orthopedic surgery center in America coming to Ivy Road. Wait till you see what Virginia does from an online gambling standpoint. We were already the first state in the free union to crack 200 million in 1 month. Wait till you see what Virginia does from an in-person gambling standpoint. When all these casinos come online, southwestern Virginia, the Norfolk, Virginia, Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads area, southern Richmond. Wait till you see what Virginia does from a cannabis standpoint. I'm telling you right now, guys, the cannabis business in the Commonwealth of Virginia is going to freaking explode. The cannabis business in the Commonwealth of Virginia is going to dwarf the sales numbers that the beer business and the wine business are producing. The cannabis business will dominate from a sales revenue standpoint. So in the Commonwealth, you got some of the best schools in the country. You got some of the best community colleges that can fast track you to the best universities in the country. You got online gambling that's effing exploding. You got in-person gambling that's going to come to market in, call it 3 years. 3 years, casinos in the Commonwealth. You got cannabis coming to market, retail, 3 years or so. You got CNBC ranking us the best state to do business. You got proximity on the eastern seaboard, right in the middle of the eastern seaboard, so you can go to New York, Long Island, Connecticut, or Florida much faster if you were in New England or South Florida. You're right in the middle of the eastern seaboard. You got Charlottesville Albemarle Airport adding flights and routes. Richmond adding flights and routes. I'm going to take an Amtrak in August to Penn Station. That Amtrak from Charlottesville to Penn Station, how much do you think that's costing me round trip? $212, $106 one way. Guys, the tolls to go from Charlottesville to Penn Station, the tolls alone are $40 or $50. The gas alone, probably $40. So if you wanted to drive from Charlottesville to Penn Station in the Big Apple, your fuel costs are 40 Bs. Your tolls are 40 Bs. That's 80 Bs. $106 business class for me to sit on this laptop, chill out, not deal with the BS on 95, not deal with the BS on the Jersey Turnpike. I could get some work done. I could go to the beverage cart, have a couple of martinis, pretend like life was 1920, and just chill. 212 Bs round trip from Charlottesville to Penn Station, 212 Bs? $212 is nothing. You're going to spend that money in gasoline, you're going to spend that money in tolls, and then when you add wear and tear on your car and the aggravation of dealing with 81 or 95, I mean, come on. This is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. Folks, I am so bullish on Virginia right now. I am so bullish on the Commonwealth. The future is so bright. And I'll tell you where I think the future is the brightest. I think the future is the brightest right here in Charlottesville and Albemarle. Charlottesville and Albemarle, when you compare Charlottesville and Albemarle to the rest of the Commonwealth, it has the best of everything. We already know this. That's why we live here. Mountains, restaurants, wineries, breweries, pedestrian mall, hiking, rafting and kayaking, mountain biking, pickleballs exploding, golf courses everywhere, ACC sports, an hour from Richmond, 75 minutes soon from a casino in South Richmond, 2 hours and change, called 3 hours and change from the beach, 2 hours and change from DC. Dudes, dudettes, I see nothing but momentum and tailwinds for Charlottesville and Albemarle County in our near and our long-term future. Now, I'm very curious to see how this CVille plans together, this upzoning of the city of Charlottesville. I'm very curious to see how that's going to impact quality of life in the city. Very curious to see. I'm very curious to see how Albemarle County responds to the city of Charlottesville upzoning potentially its 10.2 square miles. I would bet Albemarle County, especially in the urban ring, may consider something similar. I've said many times on this program, I think the HOA'd neighborhoods in the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County are going to explode in popularity and in value if local government upzones the city and allows more density. The HOA neighborhoods in the city and in Albemarle County will become coveted, will become popular even more, because some folks, many folks, will want the space and the security, and by security I mean not safety, but instead I mean knowing that your home zoning will not change in an HOA neighborhood. I think the HOA neighborhoods in the city and Albemarle are about to seriously uptick in value if this CVille plans together upzoning process happens. Time will tell. Predictions a lot on this program. 95% of the time, they are right. 95% of the time, they are right. I'm so excited for Virginia's future. I'm so excited to help and contribute and get involved to Virginia's future. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm running for Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. I want to just roll up my sleeves and dig in and get into the trenches and contribute to economic, vitality. I want to help. I want to get broadband for everyone. I want to figure out a plan for Biscuit Run. Why do we have 1,000+ acres on ice in the urban ring doing nothing for anyone? I want to prioritize an optimized relationship with the stakeholders in the residential housing supply chain in Albemarle. I want to prioritize early education, access, and funding for children. I saw this with my little boy. My little boy, at his first soccer practice, he's 3 years old. We had the luxury of keeping him home during COVID because we have the luxury of my wonderful wife, the foundation and backbone of our family, able to stay home and work from the family business, from our crib, from our casa, from our house, from our whip, from our home. We chose to keep our little boy at a school because of the uncertainties and the vulnerabilities associated with this pandemic. He's going to start this August. When we put him in soccer practice, Soccer Hot Shots, that's the name. It's the 3 and 5-year-old program. That's SACA, the soccer organization of Charlottesville, Albemarle. SACA. They have this 3 and 5-year-old soccer hot shots program. I watched our little guy, who had not been in a school setting, wandering aimlessly around the soccer field, picking dandelions, throwing the soccer ball over the fence, picking his nose, running to mom to sit on her lap. And then I watched his teammates who had been in school, maybe because the parents did not have the opportunity to stay home. They had to work. So kids had to go to preschool. I watched the children that were in preschool be much more attentive and orderly and follow the rules. And at that moment, it dawned on me the incredible importance and value of early education access, early education funding. And then I rolled up my sleeves and did some more research, and you would be startled, and I don't want to quote an exact percentage because I don't have my notes in front of me, but you would be startled with how many students are going to school for the first time in kindergarten. The students who go to school for the first time in kindergarten are at a serious disadvantage when compared to the students who have been going to pre-K 3, preschool 3, is it pre-K 3? Pre-K 4, daycare. Heck, I have some friends who have had their little boys or their little girls at ACAC, Child Care Center, since they were 14 weeks old. These kids that have been at ACAC's Child Care Center, Albemarle Square, downtown, since they were 14 weeks old, have been indoctrinated, assimilated into a rules structure. And these 14-week-old children that have been indoctrinated and assimilated into this rule structure that is ACAC childcare will undoubtedly transition easier, more efficiently, and more attentively to kindergarten. I want to prioritize reliable transportation. You want to make this area more affordable? Get transportation better. Dude, I'm not even sure CAT is the answer. And I'm not knocking CAT, Charlottesville Albemarle Transit. I will say CAT, Charlottesville Albemarle Transit, the buses that go around the area, we don't have enough of them. They're not on time nearly enough for us to rely upon them. And they don't go around the clock for people to truly utilize public transportation like you see in the Big Apple, the Windy City, our nation's capital. Can you imagine the potential of a public-private partnership with transportation around the area? From what I found, entrepreneurs and business owners understand the concept of efficiently getting things done, of pivoting, of innovating, of getting shit done at a much faster and quicker clip than jurisdictions. We better figure out transportation if we want affordability in the area. And explain to me this. Explain this to me, please. Why do we not have regional sports tournaments in Albemarle County? We have what is arguably the best athletic department in college sports in the University of Virginia on Albemarle County land. UVA is on Albemarle County land, UVA grounds. We have the best athletic department, arguably, in America from a college sports standpoint, in our backyard. Yet we do not have regional sports tournaments for youth that attract families and their purses, wallets, credit cards, and checkbooks to the county to drive incremental revenue for the municipality to utilize to its advantage. When I was growing up and we were competitive soccer players, Racket sports and soccer. Anything hand-eye coordination and soccer for us, my brother and I. We were traveling up and down the eastern seaboard for tournaments. Up and down the eastern seaboard. Mom and dad packed up the family Volvo. Charlotte, Raleigh, Atlanta, Maryland. Up and down the eastern seaboard. Three nights, 2 nights in a hotel. Every day eating at restaurants. Buying sports equipment in between games. Can you name one youth sports tournament in Albemarle County? Give me one. The Boar's Head Squash Tournament does not count. That's a professional tournament of adults in a very niche sport. Give me one youth sports tournament in Albemarle County, folks. Name one that transpires, happens, takes place in Albemarle County. Name one. Why are we not prioritizing sports tourism? It makes no sense. Oh, getting worked up over here. Gosh, getting worked up. Getting a little worked up over here. Getting worked up because it just seems so freaking obvious to me. It's so obvious that we should be doing this. I mean, it's just like, it's as obvious as like you need oxygen to breathe. Oh. All right, let's get to some comments here on the show. Give me your comments, your questions, your concerns. Heather Walker, I love what you post on social media, Heather Walker. I see that you're watching the show. I just want you to know that I love your perspective on things local, things politics, and things life, Heather Walker. I hope one day I can persuade you to come on this show. I would love if you came on this show. It would truly be our honor to host you on this program, Heather. All right, let's get to some comments, questions, comments, concerns. All right, so Johnny Ornelas says, look at what public transportation did at schools for parents. Look at what public transportation. Explain this comment a little more to me, Johnny. I want to. Your wife is a teacher. You're an owner of 2 restaurants. You know I admire you on this show and respect your opinion. I don't understand this comment. Give me this comment a little more if you could, because I want to relay it on air. Anytime you leave a comment, I'm excited to read it because it gets my mind thinking. Bill McKenzie. The city consultants say the county will follow the density in the urban ring. That's right. Dudettes. If you upzone the city of Charlottesville, and if you upzone the real estate in the urban ring of Albemarle County, and I'm all for Albemarle Countyans and Charlottesvillians having a slice of the American dream, which is home ownership. I'm all for that. I'm pro-housing. I am pro-housing. I am pro-housing. But I'm pro-strategic housing. We cannot create density without considering infrastructure. We cannot take 5th graders out of an elementary school and put them in the middle school because we want more housing on the south side of Albemarle. That's bogus and BS. We must prioritize housing and infrastructure at the same level. I promise you I will do that. Bill McKenzie adds, it's going to raise taxes on individuals and drive homeowners out of town and increase the amount of renters. I mean, there's some truth to that. I think what it's going to do, Bill, I think it's going to put serious tailwinds behind HOA neighborhoods. The HOA neighborhoods trump zoning changes. I think the value proposition of HOA neighborhoods, and there's a lot of them around here. There's not that many in the city of Charlottesville. Nikki Chambliss, I see that you're watching, Nikki Chambliss. Can you rattle off for me again, Nikki Chambliss, if you're still watching, Nikki? Can you rattle off for me the HOA neighborhoods in the city of Charlottesville? You helped me with this in the past. I remember, Nikki, you said that Willoughby, the front of Willoughby is in the city of Charlottesville, the back of Willoughby is in Albemarle County. I remember you said in a previous show that Willoughby was an HOA neighborhood. Nikki, can you offer the perspective on the other HOA neighborhoods in the city of Charlottesville? Nikki's a fabulous agent at Keller Williams. You know this topic way better than I do. If you can give me the other HOA neighborhoods in the city of Charlottesville, I will rattle them off on air. Okay, thank you, Johnny. Johnny says, how many public transportation stops is there at schools for families without transportation? Well said. That's the point. I'm going to give you a heart on that, J.O. I'm giving you a heart on that, J.O. Johnny Ornelas owns El Mariachi, owns Guadalajara JPA. His businesses are banging. His staff is A+. His food is priced fairly. El Mariachi in Guadalajara, A+++. How many public transportation stops are there at schools for families without transportation? He's basically saying we need more of those. It's no secret that public transportation, those individuals, citizens that utilize public transportation the most are those that are feeling potentially a financial crunch with what they're earning. So if we want to create more equity, more justice, more equality, we make public transportation more ubiquitous and reliable. We add more stops. And what's happening now is CAT, Charlottesville Almore Transportation, is essentially a government entity. And this government entity, I'll cut to the chase, government managed entity, is hemorrhaging money. Hemorrhaging money. Especially during COVID, when people were very fearful to get in a tin can and breathe the same air. More comments coming in. Vanessa Parkhill. Love when you watch the program, Vanessa Parkhill. Love, love, love when you watch the program, Vanessa Parkhill. Jojo Robertson said at Kroger. Jojo Robertson, I'm going to hook you up with an I Love CVille sticker. We will mail it to you at no cost to you. Jojo Robertson. Write that name down, Judah. We need to send Jojo Robertson a direct message from my account to Jojo Robertson. She just won herself an I Love CVille sticker. We will mail it to her. We will cover the cost of mailing that to her. Well done, Jojo Robertson. You said Kroger. You got it. Vanessa Parkhill says, pushing casino opening a political move right before the next presidential election will allow for Democrats to showcase what they've done with the casinos when they will get the most from it in the press, potentially. I'm wondering if that's the same for cannabis too as well, Vanessa. I'm wondering if cannabis was pushed to 2024 to get it closer to an election year so politicos can leverage the potential of cannabis in their election campaigns and their runs. I'm wondering that, VP, Vanessa Parkhill. Vanessa says, we used to have the Nolan Jenkins lacrosse tournament, but interest seemed to fizzle for that as others popped up in the Mid-Atlantic. So I remember Nolan Jenkins. In fact, I was working for the Daily Progress as a sports writer with the unfortunate passing of Nolan Jenkins, the son of Anita Jenkins, the former girls basketball coach at Albemarle High School. I'm getting kind of choked up about this now. One of the most difficult things I ever had to do as a newspaper writer was call Coach Anita Jenkins to get perspective and her thoughts on the unfortunate passing of her son. That was probably the hardest thing I ever had to do as a newspaper writer. Make that call and have that conversation. Anita Jenkins and the entire Jenkins family, class people. A+ people, Anita Jenkins. Oh, man. That was tough. Jamie Turner, any updates on the Fashion Square cluster duck? Keith Smith will like that. Oh, man. Any updates on the Fashion Square cluster duck? Well, I'll tell you this, Jamie. Yesterday's edition of Real Talk was fantastic. Keith Smith dug into title and ownership and the cluster duck quack, quack, quack that was Fashion Scare Mall. 1 o'clock Friday, I'm going to be on the steps of Albemarle County Courthouse to watch this property go to auction. My friend Keith Smith says he thinks nothing is going to happen on Friday at 1 o'clock. And we made a prop bet. Jamie said you crushed it, Keith. I see that you're watching, Keith. Keith and I made a proposition bet. I'm good at prop bets. Prop bets are all about thinking quickly on your feet. And the prop bet was an over-under. And we put the over-under marker at 10 years. 10 years. And the question was this. We bet a bottle of bourbon. Would Fashion Scare Mall get revitalized or find its new version of itself before or after the 10-year marker? Ten years is a long time. And frankly speaking, we both think nothing is going to happen to that piece of property as it enters its new phase of its life for more than 10 years. We compared it and contrasted it to the Dewberry Hotel and its owner, Johnny Dewberry, the extorting emperor of empty lots. And the prediction, the pontification, the crystal ball analysis has the Dewberry Hotel coming to market sooner than the new iteration of Fashion Scare Mall. Nikki Chambliss says, more stops helps, yet the public transportation we have is unreliable and not set up in a way to be used well. Amen, sister. I totally agree with you, Nikki Chambliss. Nikki Wooten Chambliss. I think you're a rock star too. Walking to a bus stop. How many of the bus stops around the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County are just a stick in the ground where you don't have any shelter? So many of them. So you're sitting next to this stick in the ground, waiting for a tin can to arrive. And this tin can shows up late most of the time. And while you're waiting for this tin can to arrive to take you somewhere, you're literally standing outside in the Charlottesville and Albemarle County weather. Dog days of summer, the rain of the fall and spring, in the cold that comes with Q4, quarter four. Public transportation should be reliable, counted upon. There should be more routes. The places that you wait for said public transportation should offer some kind of shelter from the heat, the rain, the cold, and the snow. How encouraging is it to use public transportation in our area? Not very. And don't get me started on the taxi infrastructure in this area. I would really love to know the HOA neighborhoods in the city of Charlottesville. Do you know those, Nikki? The ones that are in the city of Charlottesville. Pretty sure Willoughby is one, the front of Willoughby, right? What are the HOA neighborhoods in the city of Charlottesville? I'm going to try to Google that. Charlottesville neighborhoods with HOAs. Let's see if we can find any. See, I can't. It's so hard to find something like that online. I mean, this is a comment. This has got to be something that comes from someone in the know, like a realtor who deals with this all the time. Most of the ones that I'm seeing here are actually in the Albemarle County when you Google it. I love connecting with you guys here. We got Lonnie Murray tomorrow. I'm looking at my DM, and he just confirmed. So Lonnie Murray, Albemarle County and Charlottesville evangelist on tomorrow's program. We'll reschedule Bobby Chabra. He's in the OR doing emergency surgery as we speak. And we encourage everyone to support the businesses that make the show possible. Skooma Boutique Dispensary is primed for action. Skooma Boutique Dispensary. Thank you for being a part of the show and today's presenting sponsor of the I Love CVille Network. That's the program. I'll see if I can track down those HOA neighborhoods in the city of Charlottesville for you. Definitely Willoughby, Nikki. I wonder about the other ones, because I remember you rattled off a list of them. Remember for us? I would love to know the other ones. We should get you back on the show, Nikki. All right, I'm out of here. My name is Jerry Miller for Judah Wickower. This is the I Love CVille Show, where, I went solo. Good Lord, it's 1:52, Judah. I went solo, 82 minutes solo today, 83 minutes solo today. So the I Love CVille Show, we talk about the best of Charlottesville and Central Virginia. That's the whole premise of the program. Thank you for joining us. Tell a buddy, tell a pal, tell a friend, tell a chum, tell an amigo about the broadcast, and help us spread the good word. You guys have a good one. Jojo Robertson, you're getting an I Love CVille sticker in the mail. Look out for your DMs later today, Jojo. A direct message on Facebook, Jojo Robertson. Take care, guys.